My name is Leon Rankins, a student at Liberty University, taking the course HSCO Group Dynamics. We were assigned the task to lead a group, and my group proposal was to lead several men being released from incarceration, actively seeking to reintegrate with their wives and their children. The meeting was located in our reentry center in our local hometown. Actually, the place I work as well. It was held on Thursday, June the 21st, 2018, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. The purpose of this group was to provide a platform for these men coming out of incarceration to be able to convey their thoughts, effectively dialogue, and share their common experiences along with the barriers that they face as they attempt to reintegrate with their families. I saw the need for this group as the executive director of a faith-based organization. I work with a variety of clients, some ex-offenders, some veterans, some homeless individuals. And daily I see how these men are affected each time they come seeking to reunite with their family. So I want to do a support group type of format where they could have a clear understanding of the significance of conveying and sharing their thoughts. I invited 10 men, only 8 were present, but I feel like it was a very productive group. In the group, I opened the group by sharing a round exercise. I wanted everybody to feel comfortable in their interaction with one another. So I opened the question by asking the group. We were also in a circular setting. I forgot to say that. But we started the group with a round exercise. And basically, I wanted to ask the question, which I did, since you've been released from incarceration, what is the number one barrier that you face that's preventing you from a successful transition with your family? I did solicit comments from the group, and of course I got a variety of comments. This icebreaker or this exercise proved to be very effective because it enabled the men to openly share and feel a camaraderie with one another. One thing that I did not anticipate was the emotion that was in the room. There was intently raw emotion. There was hesitation on many part in the initial part of the group. But as the group went on, I was able to set the tone enough as a leader for them to be able to openly express with comfortability their thoughts. They were asked to share their short-term goals and their long-term goals. We went as we got to the working stage. Of course, you could feel the tension ease up, and they were able to openly express. There was no doubt that there was effective group process at this point. They were able to interact more and was able to, I believe, feed off one another as they shared their open concerns. Because you had men on the same page as far as being released from incarceration, there wasn't a heavy diverse on issues. There were 6 African American men present, and there were 2 Caucasian men present. But they began to share, and it was quite effective. As far as the self-assessment, I believe that I could have done better in preparing not so many activities. I did not anticipate the conversation going in the direction that it went. Because of the extended comments, I did have to use my eyes to cut off some members because they were intense and they went on and on, which was not necessarily a bad thing. I did plan a 2-hour window, but I also had planned to pass out materials that I found would be strategic in helping these men lead a successful life and transition back with their families. We were never able to get to the materials because the dialogue was intense and quite emotional. Another challenge that I felt was to bring in a live testimony from a gentleman who had experienced the same thing. I now see that was not relevant. I feel that the men themselves talking and discussing those issues was the most effective that it could ever be. It was very important for me to establish trust in this group. Even though I'm the mentor to these men on a day-to-day basis as executive director of the faith-based organization that sponsors these groups, it still was important for me to establish trust so these men would have a good feeling and an open dialogue. And I believe that that was a strength of mine that I was able to do that. I feel like active listening was also a strength of mine because we were able to show the members that they were being heard of, that they were being thought of, and they were being processed, and they were being listened to. In my conclusion, my highlights of the overall experience was that these men were able to indicate from the heart their thoughts and their feelings. I believe at the culmination of the meeting, they felt that it was productive based on their interaction, based on their overall attitude. The enthusiasm in the room was quite apparent. I also believe that what I can apply to what I've learned in future groups is expect the unexpected. Always know that things can change, things can turn. I did not anticipate men being as emotional as they were in this group. I believe that I can prepare for things that may not always go as planned, but there are some deviations. I think that this group should be meeting more than just this one time. I believe that is the catalyst for an opportunity for them to reach successful reintegrations with their family. I'm excited about this group. I think it was a wonderful opportunity to be able to share thoughts, and I would highly recommend to any man or woman that's coming out of incarceration who are having challenges reintegrating with their family to participate in a group as this. Thank you for listening, and may God bless you.